Commissioner, it seems like just yesterday we were here for the dedication of this jet behind us, but the synergy between the Air Force Base and the community is undeniable here in District C.
Unbelievable, Randy, and growing. Over the last few years, Creech, obviously, with the drone program, has become just a critically important part of the United States Air Force. And in seeing the growth across the highway, they have really, they being the Air Force and specifically Creech, have made a great effort to come across into the community, work with our town board, work with the high school. I mean, they're really taking outreach to a new level and getting the community to buy in to the future of Creech. It's always been critically important to this community. Many people are employed at the base. So that synergy that you talk about has never been greater than it is right now. And not only Creech and its importance to Indian Springs, but Creech is part of Nellis, Southern Nevada, the state of Nevada, the country, the world. What we have here at Creech and certainly at Nellis, again, cannot be understated, the importance to our country and the defense of our country and our military strength and our forces around the world. It all happens here.
Yourself and your staff spend a lot of time in this part of District C. What services and what presence does Clark County maintain out here in Indian Springs and in the rurals?
Well, a couple things. They're very, very independent out here in Indian Springs. The town board is our voice back to the county commission as a whole. But we have been involved not only with the school, with the park that's right behind us here. Our water reclamation just a few years ago built a brand new plant across the highway that serves not only Indian Springs but also Creech. So when it comes to public infrastructure, our roads, we are a critical part of Indian Springs. And as importantly, Megan is our liaison up here. She does a lot of great work in the neighborhood, in the community. And through that town board, we want to make sure that they always feel that they have a voice back to the Clark County Commission, and it's worked out very well. Very special. As many of my rural areas in District C are, Indian Springs is a special place, and very historical. There's some folks here that have lived 40, 50 years out here, and they could absolutely give you, volumes of what's happened here and some of the early settlers and the base. So it's a special place, and it's always good to recognize them.
As the commissioner said, the involvement between the school and the Air Force Base is undeniable. In fact, they've developed a few new programs here at the school, including one called the Creechers. Okay, the Creechers program, I guess it's pretty obvious how you came up with that name, but tell me about this program.
Well, the program, I think, is an amazing opportunity. It's kind of a community outreach program that the Air Force has put together along with Indian Springs School. We've been working with Megan Holzer and Laura over here at the school, and I think that this program is going to be pretty much the great start of new things to come.
Is this similar to an after-school program? What type of activities are the kids involved in?
Yes, it's exactly, that's what it is. It's an after-school program. We'd usually do it from 1400 to about 14:30 to about 1600, and it'll be every Thursday. And what we've done so far is just sports. We played tag. We've built different activities as far as, I guess we had one game where the kids, we split them up into 6 different groups, and we gave them the same supplies per group, and they had to build the largest freestanding tower without touching it with tape and different papers. So the kids really enjoyed that. They loved it. And just different games to kind of just interact, the military and the kids together, just to interact, and it kind of just gives kids something to do after school. So.
Master Sergeant Stacy, you're involved in the mentorship program in the Valley with the Clark County School District, and you're developing the same program out here. Tell me all about that.
Basically, I think that everybody needs a mentor, regardless of the age. So in the military, we very much press mentorship as far as development, and my involvement in the school is just, taking care of one person that hopefully, I can make an impact on them and talk about career goals and just how to set goals. So bringing that up into Indian Springs is just as important because these are our neighbors. So again, irregardless of age.
And you're trying to enlist some of your fellow military personnel so they become mentors and then physically go one-on-one with students here at the school?
Yes, there is some required training, and obviously they have to pick the right mentor for the right student. Depends on the child's needs. Say, for example, if somebody is having difficulty in math, then they would align somebody who might have a stronger ability in math. So there's training to this piece. However, there are tons of people on Creech that are willing to spend an hour a week with these children.
Well, I'm one of them.
Obviously, when you live and work in a military town such as Indian Springs, the kids see your uniforms. It's pretty cool. They see everything that the Air Force is doing. Do they ask you a lot of questions about that? What types of things are they asking you?
Not a whole lot military-wise. I know that basically what we try and portray is that the military guys, we're the good guys. We're not the guys with the guns that you know, we represent the Air Force. We are you, you know. I grew up just as a kid and here in the States, just like you, and I just want to do great things with my life and serve my country. And kids just kind of ask, you know, I know I've got a couple questions just to ask me if I was a pilot and I've got to fly the planes. I said, no, sorry, I didn't get to fly them, but I did get to watch them, and that's kind of cool, and I definitely keep and safeguard those that do fly. So.
Master Sergeant Stacey, typically the mentorship program isn't given or isn't offered to elementary school kids, but you're trying to get that involved here.
I would love to. Like I said, everybody needs a mentor, irregardless of the age, because I think that's what develops people, and getting them the exposure to things outside their community, into what we do, and just talking about career options at a young age gets them thinking and planning in advance.
And when do you hope to get this program started? What else do you need to make it happen?
Right now we're implementing some training, and we're coordinating that training this summer. That way, come next school year, we'll be ready to go.
And as far as the Creatures program, what are you trying to do to advance that? What do you see the future for that one?
I think the main thing is just volunteers. We've actually had 12 volunteers this last one, and we had about 48 kids to attend. We played 4 different sports. So what I kind of just want to do is just build that bond with the kids right now, because I think a lot of people in the Creatures program will then be the mentors that whenever we start a mentorship program, because they already like working with the kids, they've already built that bond, and then now we move into the next phase. How would you like to become part of this mentorship program? And we kind of introduce that to the kids and do another a big thing, a big introduction to the kids, and do a new program. So it'll be really good.
We hope to come out and visit you and see it in action. Thank you
Alrighty.
very much. Senior Airman Joel, Master Sergeant Stacey, thank you very much. Keep up the great work. Laurie, you've lived out here for a long time. Obviously, you know the importance of partnering with Indian Springs. Tell me about how the partnership has evolved into with the school and the kids.
Well, years ago, the base had base housing, and the base was a big part of the community. And when the base went defunct or stopped having families out here, the partnership that we had when I was a child went away as well. So when Megan started working here, she's our liaison for our commissioner, she started talking to the base about possibly doing community outreach programs. And so in the last probably 2 years, we've worked pretty hard at having some of the airmen come over and work with our kids. It's positive because, you know, we need to have these kids have some positive role models, and they're great. They come over, they play with the kids, and they show the kids that there is a whole other sector to this community than just what you see on this side of the highway. There's 6,000 people on that other side of the highway doing wonderful things and having to do with our government. So I think that that's probably why, you know, we have worked so hard to see it come together.
You've been an important key cog from the school district's department as far as getting the Creatures program and the mentorship program. Why is it so fulfilling to you?
Well, like I said, when I was growing up, we spent a lot of time working with the base and doing things over there and them coming here. And it was a big part of our community. It was a positive part of our community. It helped with goal setting for the kids. And I would like to see the base be more a part of this community, possibly have people move here, some expansion possibilities. And I think that ultimately it would help our school, it would help our community. The growth is absolutely necessary in a town of this size.
And how do you see the future the Creatures program, the mentorship program, or any others that you're developing?
Well, I can see the Creatures program develop into the future mentorship program, because when we get these guys to volunteer over here and they see how wonderful our kids are and how wonderful the school is and how much people want to be involved, then the volunteers will develop relationships and they'll want to mentor the kids. But I also see a possibility of some intramural sports or possibly some extracurricular sports in some of the younger kids, because these guys have a lot of energy. There's a lot more of them. The people here at the school, there's only so many people that can really be involved. We just don't have a lot of people that live out here. So since they're here every day, I see it developing into some really great other opportunities, programs.
Keep up the good work. Thanks for visiting with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. As we've seen, there's a lot of great people involved doing a lot of great work for the young people. That's really what it's all about, isn't it, Commissioner?
Amazing. Amazing that these people at Creech that serve our country, we're very thankful for their service. They take the time above and beyond their normal duties to come over here, the Creature program, the Mentor program, to come into the high school and the middle school and even the elementary school and provide that opportunity for a role model, for interaction with our military, the patriotism involved. It's just wonderful, Randy, and again, a very, very special relationship. We thank everyone at Creech and certainly at Nellis for not only their service, but their above and beyond outreach over into Indian Springs.
Moving a little closer to home, obviously Mount Charleston is a great part of District C. Some tragic fires and weather-related incidents, of course, there last year. How has that community rebounded? What's going on out there?
It has a very, very resilient community. There was obviously concern with the aftermath of the fire when it comes to any kind of rains, any kind of snows. We did have a rain event shortly after the fires that did some pretty significant damage to some of the property up there. As the winter months set in, the concern was with, depending on the amount of snow, would there be threats of avalanches? Fortunately, to date, we have not seen that. But the mountains are responding. They've already done some plantings and some revegetation. They're going to capture those areas that were destroyed. And as to the community itself, again, similar to Indian Springs, there's some folks up at Mount Charleston that have been here a very, very long time, and they just take it in stride. You know, they take it in stride and said, you know, the mountain responded last year with the fire, and now it's time to rebuild and just make ourselves stronger.